Hey guys, and welcome to part 36 of Let's Play Pokemon SoulSilver. In the last part we got to Saffron City and got our second gym badge pretty quickly, so it's one of those things with going through Kanto. There really is so much freedom. Certain paths have been blocked off, like the shortcut that was in the original games between Vermilion City and Cerulean City is blocked off by that old guy, and I don't think I mentioned that, so yeah, it's not complete freedom in this place or in Kanto, but yeah, there's actually a nice amount of freedom here. So what I'm going to do in this part, or what I thought I would do, is, you know, screw it, go to Celadon, because one thing that it's kind of weird being here at first, because you don't, like, you know the structure in my head, or I know the structure in my head, and a big thing is that you can't get to Saffron straight away in the originals, so it's kind of weird that you can go to Saffron as soon as you want in these games, and then you kind of realise, like, hold on, Saffron is in the middle and connects to so many different cities, so most of them are opened up already, so I think that's pretty nice. And yeah, so I thought I'll come to Celadon because it was, you know, literally right across the way. It's like route, and here we are, so yeah, so we can come straight to the gym because we know Cut, and I didn't like this gym. One thing that's quite funny, I kind of skipped over it, but the old guy outside is like, haha, this gym is great, it's full of strong trainers. And then, of course, if you go back to the originals, he doesn't say, haha, this is great, this is a gym full of strong trainers. And when I say originals, I mean the first generation, not the second generation, or the original version of Kanto. But yeah, in the originals, he goes, haha, this gym is great, it's full of women. Which, of course, is just, it's just some creepy pervert old man hanging outside, but I guess they didn't think that was appropriate. Although one thing that's weird is that I'm pretty sure in Fire Red and Leaf Green he still says, aha, this gym is great, it's full of women, so I don't know why they would change it for the second gen and then just leave it as it is in the third one, but I mean, I don't know, I don't think anyone even noticed. Most kids playing the game wouldn't even be like that. Most kids would be like, ew, cuties, they're lame. I think that's what the kids say nowadays. So yeah, so this gym is actually, this is the first one we've seen in Kanto that has been recreated for this game. I think this was actually recreated, this is the same, or this was actually recreated in the second gen. I really should have looked that up. I might cheekily look that up while I record this, but yeah, so this is the first one that got recreated, and I think the reason is because this is one of the gyms that in Kanto, not all the gyms have puzzles or gimmicks. The first two we've gone to are probably the most classic puzzles or gimmicks, which is, you know, the lightning one, because, you know, they're both infamous for being kind of hard, which is what makes them classic, which, I mean, that's all well and good for them, I guess, but yeah, so this one in the original just didn't have one. There was the goers in the middle. It was actually a lot like the original version of the bug gym in Pokemon Silver and Gold. It was pretty much exactly the same as that. There was like the gym in the middle, and then you had to get there somehow, or you just had to use Cut and fight through the trainers. So in this one they decided to recreate it and have one long kind of corridor, and at the end is the gym leader. But the thing that makes it annoying is that it's the graphics. Like, the graphics are just because that's one thing that's always odd about DS games in general, because they can produce a decent amount of 3D, or they can produce, you know, something that looks like it's in 3D and clearly not 2D. Sometimes the perspective gets really weird, especially when they combine 2D with 3D. Because, so in this one, what you have to do, you have to go through each of the 3 aisles, but there's pot plants blocking you, so at certain points you have to go outside of the aisles and using holes in the walls. But of course, you can see the holes in the wall just fine, but it's really hard to see exactly where you can exit. Like, I got stuck in this place, as you just saw, or it took me longer than it should have done, because I thought the holes was higher than I thought, like 1 square up. But it was actually 1 square down from when I was trying to run into it. Like, as you can, it's like there, and I can see where the hole is, but it's just, like, I don't know. Like, it's not that bad, because really this gym doesn't have a puzzle. It's just you have to kind of get through it in this weird roundabout way. But, I mean, they could have done something better. Or they could have just stopped kidding themselves and be like, hey, is this going to be confusing? Is anyone going to get confused by this? And they'd be like, nah, only dumb British guys will get confused by it. No, you know, not those kids, they can see whatever, but I don't know, it's not really a big deal, but it kind of soured me from it a bit. So now I'm just trying to... Oh, Bulbapedia... What's... Well, Bulbapedia's not working, so that's fantastic. That's exactly what we want to see, because, you know, I get a lot of stuff wrong in this Let's Plays. I don't get anything embarrassingly wrong. I don't think. I mean, I don't try and say I'm a Pokemon expert, but I try and get things right. I mean, there's just certain things that I just won't talk about if I don't know about it. So a lot of the times I don't get things wrong. I'm just like, I don't know, maybe that's the truth. I don't know. Stupid Bulbapedia. It's so weird. I can go on any other site or any other page of the Bulbapedia, but that specific one for Celadon Gym is down. Error for... Oh, forget about it. So I'm going to say yes, it was recreated for Pokemon Silver and Gold. That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to be absolutely sure about this, so I'm either absolutely wrong or absolutely right. So definitely was recreated in Pokemon Silver and Gold, and that's it. That's the end of it. So here we already are at the Grass Gym Leader. I would have liked it if there's a few more trainers just to practice on, but similar to the other gyms that we've done, at this point I have two types that are super effective against grass. I have York with Flamethrower, and I have Hawkins with Fly. So I was like, well, I'm done. This is I'm already gonna win this pretty easily. So yeah, like the other two battles, I was pretty much confident that everything was going to turn out okay. I mean, even if York died or Hawkins died, then, I mean, okay, I do have E-Rock, that would have been no good, and I do have Mega Dude, who would have been no good, because they're both weak to grass types, but I think it would have worked out in the end. You're going to see in this battle, York does actually get killed, and that's just because of how cocky I was, because I just thought, you know what, I'll send York out there and just use Flamethrower all the time. Because like I've mentioned times before, York is really quick, so even though there's this big level difference, I'm actually able to outspeed this Tangela and kill it in one using Flamethrower, so that's pretty nice. I think that I am doing these in the right order though, these gyms. I'm pretty sure there's not an official order, but with the Lightning Gym, his highest Pokemon's, his Pokemon was, the highest level was 53, and then I think he had like a 47 Electrode, and then with Saffron, her highest Pokemon was 55, and now we're taking on Erica, and none of her Pokemon are below 50, so yeah, I want to say that I am doing this in the right order, but again, it doesn't really matter. What's quite interesting about Kanto though is that there's no real goal, but there is stuff that we need to do though. Like if you remember, we saw that Snorlax that was in the way, so obviously there's going to be some way to get rid of it, and I don't know why I went on such a detour. I'm still in this battle, I haven't got my Rainbow Badge yet. That's so weird, I don't know why they call it the Rainbow Badge. I actually can't think of a single reason why they would call it the Rainbow Badge. Because it's for the Grass Gym. Like, why the Rainbow Badge? There's no connection. Plants are green, and green's a colour that's in the rainbow, maybe? There's no connection. It's just thinking about it now, it's just, they always try and, you know, in the later generations, and most of the games, they try and shoehorn in these, like, badge names that are kind of cringeworthy sometimes, with, like, maybe they're a pun or something like that, to try and get it connect to the actual gym, and then this one is just Rainbow Badge, I guess. Rainbows are nice. Who doesn't like a good rainbow? So one thing that was odd about this battle though is seeing this Blossom like this, because in this game they actually have the Pokemon scaled to size. They do it more in, or they did it more in Black and White. They actually did have proper scaling of the Pokemon, so they're the right size to each other. And in Pokemon X and Y, they look like they're going to be doing that even more, which is awesome. But it's so weird seeing this Blossom be this small, because it didn't look anywhere near this small in the original. And also it's level 56, so it's like this Blossom killed York, one of my best Pokemon. Of course I was fine because I had Hawkins, so obviously I could just send in Hawkins and he would get the job done. Or she's actually a she. It's kind of embarrassing. I have a lot of female Pokemon, I didn't really realise. But yeah, so it was kind of weird seeing Blossom be kind of badass and be the strongest threat on her team, and it's level 56. And really it's just this little like Blossom with like flowers for hair, just this nice little thing, just hey woohoo! Because that's the crazy thing with Pokemon. The majority of them are they're going for cuteness, but then of course they kind of try and, with stronger Pokemon, they make them evolve so they're not cute, so they're strong. But any Pokemon that doesn't really evolve into a strong badass thing kind of looks weird when it does become strong and badass. But it's really this cute little like me, and you're just like ah, because it's unleashing Hyper Beam in your face, and it's just this cute little dog thing. You know, that's definitely one thing that's odd about Pokemon. You can have any Pokemon can be intimidating and badass even if they're adorable, but I don't know. So you see, I even got lost and confused trying to leave this place. It's hard. It was a lot harder than I thought it would be. And it's really confusing because at the beginning of it, there's that branch you can cut, or that tree you can cut, but there's no need to cut it at all. So it's like a massive misdirection, like 2 steps into it. I mean, maybe there is a way to do it, and I just didn't find it because I had trouble with it. So I'm actually not going to stick around and explore Celadon City that much. I'm not really going to be exploring many of these towns or cities because it's just I mean, there is stuff to see, but I'm assuming that if you're watching this, then you've played the originals at least. If you're a fan of Pokemon, you have to at least have played the originals. So that's why I'm not going to explore every building. And I don't explore every building anyway. So speaking of embarrassing moments, this is definitely the most a very embarrassing part for me and Bulbapedia because it wasn't working for some reason. And I didn't get the bike. It's one of those things where it's not required for Johton, but in Kanto it is required to get along this route because it's the biker's route. So I will return back then, and I do know how to get the bike. It's just one of those things where now that there's the running shoes in this game, there's like no need for the bike. The bike is just kind of a bit useless. I mean, they do make it quicker for this game. It's quicker in this game than it was in Silver and Gold, but it's still like I didn't need it, so I didn't go get it because you get it from Goldenrod, but it's one of those things where you need to explore to find it. It's one of those extras that if you look around you'll find it, but if you don't look around then it's like a non-essential thing that you end up missing, and that's what happened to me. So I'm not going to go there yet. I decided to, you know, with Saffron as my base for exploration of this place, I thought the best bet would be to go to Cerulean City, you know, go take on Misty, be like, yeah, it'd be awesome. It turns out she's not here at all, which is kind of weird. I mean, I think so. I would have liked her to be here, but I mean, I'm stupid enough because you can't actually see that she's not here until you get through this gym, which is kind of cheap and annoying. It would have been nice that somebody outside would have been like, oh, by the way, Misty's not in. Because no one outside. There is a guy outside, but he doesn't talk about Misty, even though she's not here. She's probably too busy, I don't know, shouting at Ash because her bike, I don't know what she's doing. So, but anyway, so that's all I'm going to be doing in this part. So next time in Let's Play Pokemon SoulSilver, we're going to be doing more messing around. Most of the stuff we're doing in Kanto feels like messing around, so I've been on Storm 23, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.